this is the finish line. There is no afterward, or there is no higher conclusion. The realization that all you have is your experience and your own presence is the last realization. There is nothing behind it. There's nothing in front of it. There's nothing hiding it. There's nothing hiding anything. This is it. So there can be this belief that this process of realization of what you are, this self-realization, seem to be a linear process that is unfolding and will arrive at some conclusion. And there can be this expectation of conclusion, of a finish line, of a limit, of some kind of clear understanding. And that's where the paradox starts to enter. Because the finish line is to see that there is no finish line. And when you realize that all you have is experience, all I have is my own presence, my own awareness, and this shining forth of experience, constantly unfolding and constantly disappearing at the same time. It's both at the same time. Everything is clearly experienced, at the same time it is constantly vanishing instantaneously. So it is an appearance that is a fact, but is a fact that is unfindable. But here it is. The realization, it seemed to be very weird when we begin. At the beginning, maybe it's very mysterious, very complex, and confusing. And the more we start to inquire, we start to study, we start to read and to absorb and to be in presence with other people, other teachers. We participate to meetings, we read books, we do whatever humans do to search for that. There is this process of seemingly that, oh, I understand. There is this seemingly unfolding of understanding. I understand. And I will reach a conclusion. I'm almost there. I have almost reached the full understanding of what's happening, what is here. I've almost built a perfect image, a perfect theory of what is here. But the most important part is almost. It's never done. It's almost there. I'm almost there. And that's kind of the first part. Yes, I understand. It's beautiful, and there is some kind of beauty in that. The intellectual understanding is not something that need to be denied or need to be pushed away. Most of us, even more if you come from the West, and if you are young, it will often come from intellectual understanding, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's a door, it's a valid door, just as many others. So there is this kind of understand. And the realization, it's when you touch the limit of your own mind, you see that whatever the limited mind is understanding, whatever the limited mind is perceiving, whatever the limited mind is sensing, it will never go beyond it. And therefore there is this sensation, also I'm stuck. I'm stuck, right? Oh, I will never go beyond sensation. I will never go beyond the mind. I will never go beyond my perception. Oh, what? So I'm stuck. And if you're able to be sensitive and you stay in this stuckness, it's possible to see that, wait a moment, I know I'm present. The fact of my presence does not depend on the mind, the body, or the world. I know that I am. I know that I'm present. And I know that I'm aware. And then that's where you go beyond the mind. That's where you go beyond the body. That's where you go beyond the world. You start to see, that's right. My presence is not bound by the limit of the mind. My presence is not bound by the limit of the body. My presence is not bound by the limit of the world. In fact, I am aware of them. And that's where this process starts to shift completely. Suddenly it's not what do I have to understand, or where do I have to go, or who do I have to talk to, or who do I have to pay to understand. No, it's about, right, this is here, and I feel limited. At the same time, there is a deep understanding, a deep sensitivity that knows that is not true, that there is something that is clearly unlimited. Unlimited in the sense that it doesn't enter into any category. My presence doesn't enter into thoughts, into mind. My presence doesn't enter into whatever a body is. My presence doesn't enter into whatever the world is. But that's what I am. So I don't know what I am, but I know that it doesn't enter into any categories, into anything. Somehow it's not an experience in the common way we talk about experience. That's very, very interesting. What's that? What is that? And that's where there is a big shift. And okay, so now I don't have to accumulate more understanding. I don't need to read more books. I don't need to do anything more. I can do them if they are helpful to orient me to be more sensitive toward what is actually here. So what is actually here? Experience is here. And experience, it's a word where you put everything in it, right? Whatever it's there, you can say is experience. And you don't have to look at anything, right? It seems like you put everything in it and it's easy. So how do we start? By how can we take the first step to be sensitive to experience, to be with what is actually here? That's why I speak a lot about sensitivity. It's really about remembering, or to become again sensitive with what is actually here. And the easy way is to start with, often the body, it's a great start, with sensations, or with perception. With the sound, hearing, it's a great start. Because hearing, it has this flavor of of spontaneously being present, is instantly present, and is instantly it vanishes instantaneously also. And that's very easy to see with the sound. Whatever sound you are hearing, you clearly hear something, but it vanished instantaneously. It's gone immediately. So sound is here, but when you are very honest with yourself and honest with what's happening, you have to conclude that it's very weird and it's very paradoxical, because I'm clearly hearing sound. At the same time, when I'm hearing it, it's already gone. And hearing is easy. It is the same with sensations. And the body is clearly here. But every sensation, as you feel them, is vanishing already. Just like the sound. And perception is the same with what we call the outside world. Whatever you are perceiving, whatever image is present, is clearly here. This is clearly the computer, the screen, is a reality. But there is no screen. So it is clearly here, but when I want to reach for it, or when I want to prove to myself that the screen is there, I never find it, because it vanishes constantly. All I'm reaching is my own experience. And with thoughts, it's exactly the same. A thought can appear, but as it appears, it is already vanishing. And you never find a thought. And there is different way you can start. There are many different tools to explore what is actually here. What is the most important is simply to be clear on where are you starting the exploration. When this is clear, whatever you explore or whatever tool you use, it's really secondary. The most important part is from where are you exploring. That's why what you hear is not as much important as from where are you hearing it. So we have to start always with the most obvious, which is my own presence. I'm present, and the fact of my presence does not depend on anything. It doesn't depend on thought, because I'm not a thought. It doesn't depend on sensation, because I'm not a sensation. It doesn't depend on perception, as is hearing, seeing, tasting, touching, smelling. It doesn't depend on any of those, because I'm not a perception. So the fact I'm present is an actual experience that doesn't enter into any defining categories, but it is a fact of what is here and of what I am. So that's from where we start, and in fact we never move from there. It's like, when you take goggles and you take electronic one that they can zoom almost infinitely now. That is goggles that they just, the zoom is insane. They can zoom almost to to the molecular level. I don't know. It's really so that's the same. The goggle is infinity. It's what you are in infinite. So here you are, and you can zoom on anything, and the zoom can be infinite. And maybe you will have the impression, and the thought will most probably give you the impression, and they will build this assumption that you are moving from where you are. So if you zoom into the body, you will find sensation. If you zoom on them, you maybe feel that you are entering something, or you are inside something. But no, it's exactly the same as before. There is your presence, and your presence does not depend of the sensation that is appearing. In fact, it's really the opposite. Because since a sensation appears, a sensation disappears. But my presence never move. There can be perceptions can appear, the world appear, and then perception dissolve, and I remain. My presence is continuous. And it's the same with thought. I can have a lot of thought. My mind can feel agitated. But do I am agitated? No. Because presence, your own being, doesn't have the quality of the mind, of thoughts. And you are not a thought. So you can perceive agitation, but you are never agitated. So that's where you start your exploration, and that's where you never move, really.